All right, I think we're live. Let's see what I can do about this shot. Not much. Not much. I was playing around with my shot framing because I was thinking about going live on Instagram, but I don't like the portrait view that Instagram uses, and I can't. If I go sideways, then chat is going to be sideways. So I'm still thinking about Instagram live streams. Piper said, hello. So I'm going to load up a Rattray's Dark Ale pipe, and I'm going to load up some Pegasus. Pegasus has become more and more one of my mainstays because it's not as rough around the edges as like Old Joe Krantz, or quite as strong as Haunted Bookshop, but it's in the wheelhouse, I would say. Just a little bit lighter. Let me try to do my chat on my laptop here. Let's see. Not bad. Maybe a 3-second delay. That's not too bad. Randy, good morning. John. Yeah, Philip, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. And I'll probably talk a little bit about the reasons why that is in a little bit. But let me get this pipe loaded up. We'll see if we get some more folks in. Pipe Ninja, get to work, man. Pipe Ninja, I don't recall. Are you going by your actual name, or are you completely in the shadows with this new channel? You let me know. Tim Root, good morning. You guys, I'm creeping up slowly on the 10,000 subscribers mark. If you guys know anyone who is not subscribed to the Pipe Nook channel, any online buddies, please let them know. I would love to hit 10,000 subs and maybe do some sort of giveaway at that point. But I'm at 9.72 subs right now. 9.72 thousand. All right, Cliff. Cliff's in the house. Pipe Ninja is his new channel. If you guys haven't found it yet, don't lose track of him. That's going to be his pipe-centric channel. So Cliff Higgins at Pipe Ninja. Y'all look for him. Lurker Troy, howdy. All right, let me light up. As always, I've loaded a bit high so that bloom's higher than the rim. It's funny how I know better, but I still do the same mistakes all the time. And I just live with it. All right, let's see. my store name that booted it. I don't know. Said, I'm not sure. Hmm. It might be that it was held for review. I'm not sure. Yeah, Cliff, that should be on the. That should be to you quickly. That Sienna 626. So how many people do we have in here right now? 19. I never know because I go live so erratically these days and at different times and on different days. Well, and I haven't been going live for quite some time. Um, I never know how many people are going to pop in. All right, Cliff, we'll be looking for that. The Pipe Ninja Unmasked. Unmasked or no, or not? Yep, that Pegasus suits me just fine. I would think I would miss the bit of Perique that Old Joe and Haunted Bookshop has, but I don't know. I don't. Oh, still masked. Okay, the Pipe Ninja is still masked, but at large. So beware. So no real agenda for this live stream. Jonathan Spurgeon, hi there. Well, Piper said, I do appreciate you trying to put something out there for me, a recommendation. So I don't know how many of you saw in my last video that I uploaded. I do have tobacco back. Tobacco is live. So you see Jonathan remarking that he had just purchased some Pegasus. That is a huge weight off my shoulders. It took a lot, but I finally got my payment processing and my everything else lined up to where I could sell it again. Does Savinelli still offer the camo Bing option? I don't believe so. I think that was a limited edition. They've been doing a lot of limited editions for Bings in the past year or two. I don't think I had any of the camo Bings. I think the latest they did was the alligator Bings in 4 different colors. And I still have some of those. I don't have them on the site yet. Probably by the time I get them up on the site, since I've been dealing with all this other stuff, I'll probably be the only shop that still has them. So maybe that'll work in my favor and yours. John, I'm not sure. I know you can. John is asking about if you can still find small pipe stands that hold 7 pipes or so. Um, I don't carry. I only carry the single foldable pipe stands, the portable pipe stands. Um, and I know you can buy cabinets like the one behind me and pipe shelves that are kind of pricey, but I haven't been on the market for a small pipe stand in some time. Um, Multi pipe stand. But I know there's tons of them out there at like thrift shops and antique stores and things like that. You can still find like those 7 or 8 pipe stands. A lot of them are circular with the pipe tobacco jar in the middle. And even though they're old, secondhand, they still hold pipes just fine. Philip, the Phoenix is still being made. I'm told they're going to be phasing out of some of the shapes that I have because um, that particular rod for the lucite stems, um, that is limited. That stock is limited, so they'll be running out eventually. But for now, they're still in production. I'm awaiting my newest shipment. I actually just got some in yesterday that aren't on the site yet. And when I put those up on the site, I'll definitely send out a newsletter. I don't know if that's going to be today or tomorrow or next week. I'm not sure. Um, but I'm pretty sure I have some O5s and some O3s, which I believe I'm sold out on currently. Thank you, Orange Zen. Did I put a filter in this? I did not. Started to get that little sting. I have to go 9mm filter, you guys. Y'all know that. I was doing all right at the beginning, but it always tells on me over time. Papa Bear, thank you for that Etsy comment about the 7-spot pipe stands. Highland, Duncan, by chilled ambience. You might, that might be a good way of saying dead air. But when I'm smoking my pipe, you guys, I'm not like this. This is not my standard mode throughout the day. I've never been high strung by any chance, or by any concept of the imagination, but I'm not usually this chill. This is what pipe smoking does for me. Allows me to just back up and chill out for a bit. Forces me to slow down. Stamper tamper, yes, that is true. I do have tobacco again. On the site. And Hillbilly Piper, I will be getting more 68s and 69s in stock as far as I know. Sometimes you just don't know until they tell you after the fact. Oh, by the way, can't do the shape anymore. Not just Peterson, but pipe makers in general. Sometimes you don't find out until they're done with production of a particular shape in a particular series. But I do have a standing order in for 68s and 69s. Texas Piper, good to be seen. Yeah, that the Savinelli Series 3 is a good example of that. You're right, Texas Piper. I had a standing back order for my Series 3 pipes until I was completely sold out of almost every shape, I believe. And then come to find out they had discontinued the series. That was disappointing. I think the 03 is what I have in the Phoenix series. Cliff, let me see. Yep, that's my 03 Phoenix. Freshly cleaned and ready to go back there. The only thing about the Series 3 pipes, for me, is that I prefer a lucite stem or an acrylic stem. And they were all vulcanite stems. So where's the Series 3 I got around here? Here's my 320 Series 3. You can see, even though I don't take it out in the sunlight hardly ever at all, you can see my tooth chatter there, and I've cleaned this up recently, but it has a slight discoloration over time just from saliva. That slight oxidation. You can kind of see it. Lucite stems, acrylic stems are just easier maintenance, in my preference. And I know they can be cleaned, but again, I just personally prefer lucite stems. And because of the low price point of those Series 3s when they were available, the button work was almost, they didn't do much with the button work on those stems. But for the money, those were incredible pipes. And I do hope they'll come back at some point, but I guess time will tell. What we got in here? 34 in the house. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time keeping this lit. Probably because I'm talking. I'm not used to being in front of the camera and talking while I'm smoking. But when I'm not talking, I can sit here and puff a pipe for 30, 45 minutes on one light. That's part of the reason I have a hard time going live or even making videos while I'm smoking a pipe these days is I prefer to just sit back and enjoy the pipe and not have to worry so much about relights. Randy, maybe they can clone you from that pipe one day. Piper said, glad you like that Rossi Canadian. Somebody just purchased a Rossi Canadian from me. I think it was an 8802, and they sent it back because my site had said it was 6 inches long, but it was only 5.5 inches long. And things like that change over time, variate. I don't know if I'd always had that dimension wrong. I kind of doubt it. I think they made a slight change in length to it, but now it's updated on the site that Canadian is 5.5 inches, which is kind of small for a Canadian, but still, you know, a thin, lengthy shank with a small bit, small stem. But all that to say, if you guys ever see something that's not right on my site, please let me know. I do like to keep everything as accurate as possible. Yeah, I just don't know if I could match, if I could do matches cadence. It would be puff, 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 blow, talk, puff, 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 blow, talk. I've tried it. I could probably do it with a filtered pipe, but I used to try it with non-filtered pipes, and ooh, that's a rough cadence right there. I would burn my mouth trying to keep up. I would watch his videos and try to keep up with his cadence, just lockstep. Early on. That'd be about 10 years ago now. Let's see. Lucite and acrylic are the same, Cliff. Um, it's just like ebonite and vulcanite um, are the same kind of material. I'm not a chemist or in manufacturing, but I do believe, and don't hold me to this, like look it up for yourself, just to make sure. But ebonite slash vulcanite, that material is more of a hard rubber, a really hard rubber, which they make bowling balls out of a lot. But lucite or acrylic is, I believe, more of a plastic, a hard plastic. Tim, I've got the dark ales I'm out of stock on. I've got those back ordered. It's been a weird few years since all the changes and upheavals and gaps and things like that in production. I just never know when things are going to come, you know, show up at my doorstep so I can get them back in stock. but I do have them back ordered. Yeah, so your SEDS is a 6. Um, the one I have in stock now is 5.5 for that Canadian. I'll have to be sure to look at the next one and see if that was just an anomaly or if the next one shows up as 6 inches. WKRP Piper. I do hope to carry McBaron tobaccos again. It's not going to be anytime soon. I've really got to get some sales back up to snuff before I re-add products or add new products. I used to carry McBaron because some of my favorite tobaccos are in that HH line in particular. But it may be a little while. 3, 4, maybe even up to 6 months. Also Peterson, but you know, again, it's going to be some time. For now, I started back with Cornell and Deal, GLPs, Savinelli, and Captain Earls. I still have plenty of those in stock. McBaron and Peterson I sold out of when I saw that I was going to have problems selling online. So I'm going to have to completely restock from scratch when I bring those back. So it may take some time. And Cliff's right. Many of the tobaccos I have in stock now have about a year to a year and a half on them. Not the more popular ones. You know, the Haunted Bookshop I've reordered, the Pegasus I've reordered during that time. Probably the Autumn Evening I've reordered. Maybe Virginia Cream, but there's a lot of stuff on that I currently have that's got at least a year to it. I just can't guarantee that. But you might be surprised and find that you've got an automatic 1 year of aging on some of these. And from now on, I will be carrying a strong stock of those limited editions when they come out. The limited edition blends. I did my best to keep up with those through the dark period where I couldn't do online sales, but now that that's back, I'll be getting as many as I can. You know, they have an allotment for retailers for those. And it kind of depends on how much you normally purchase from that line, like let's say Cornell and Deal. Basically what they don't want is people only purchasing, retailers only purchasing their limited edition series. So it's kind of done by sales percentages. Chip, welcome. Troy, I do not have Captain Morgan grape. Or Captain Black. Is it Captain Black grape, I believe you meant? What's funny, I don't have it for sale, but I do have it within reach. I have some Captain Black grape right here. It's been open for some time. I should probably toss it. Never smoke it. I've smoked maybe 1 or 2 bowls of this. Smells okay. Doesn't I don't like the way it smokes. But that's become my opinion on most aromatics these days. Sometimes I get the hankering for an aromatic, but usually I'm reaching for non-aromatics. I do like grape bubblegum, Cliff. Uh, some old Big League Chew. But yeah, I think it's more like Dime Tap cough syrup. Which I can stand when I have to take medicine. But that's not why I smoke a pipe. But I feel the same way about a lot of cherry tobaccos as well. Just not my thing. Does Captain Black even make watermelon? I can't believe. The way legislation keeps being posed to try and get rid of flavored tobaccos, I can't imagine any company these days is really trying to rush out new flavors. But what do I know? Interesting. Tim, I love Carter Hall. I think that's a good standard, a good standby tobacco. And like many others, I recommend it as like a pipe or a tobacco to break pipes in. When that question comes up, what's a good tobacco to break in a pipe? I would say a Burley or a Virginia, or a mix of Burley Virginia. But, you know, Carter Hall's a nice standard Burley blend. I think I have one pouch of it left back when they were offering it in pouches. If I ever want it again now, I have to get a tin. I don't know if they've started, you guys have probably noticed, they've started selling codger blends, a lot of them in 7-ounce tins instead of 12 or 14-ounce tins, which I think is smart. A lot of folks look at a 12 or 14-ounce tin of any type of tobacco these days, and not that many people want to lock into that for one blend. 7 ounces is a lot more. I don't know why they didn't go with 8 ounces, which is a standard that, you know, American blenders use. You have 2-ounce tins, and if it's a popular blend, they'll sell it in 8-ounce tins. But 7-ounce tin is a good size. It'll last you quite a while still, but not quite as long or quite as expensive as the old 12 or 14-ounce tins. And I do hope to carry those again too. The Codger blends, Velvet, Half and Half, Sir Walter Raleigh and Sir Walter Raleigh Aromatic, maybe Carter Hall, Prince Albert. I used to carry all those. Hopefully they'll make their return this year. 2023 is going to be hopefully a year of growth which I expected 2022 to be, and then I just got the wind out of my sails by not being able to offer tobacco on the site. So thank God those days are behind us. We can push forward and just pretend. Last year was a year of atrophy for the Pipe Nook. This year, I hope, will be a year of growth. And I would like to keep growing my offerings until 2025, 2026, maybe my 10-year anniversary mark. That would be 2026. And then let that be where it is. Not grow too much more beyond that. I also think, going back to those big old Hoss 12-ounce tins, let me see what I got here. This is a 12 or 14, Sir Walter. Can't even find it. 14. This is a 14-ounce tin right here. That's a lot of tobacco, and it's a big, bulky thing. But, if you can imagine a 7-ounce tin, I think would be a little bit cuter than this big old bulky tub here. So I'll be interested to see what they look like when I get my hands on them. I can imagine, because here's a Rattray's. This is my red Wrap-A-Ray. I think this is a 3.5-ounce tin. Let's see if this says. Yeah, 3.5-ounce tin versus a 14-ounce tin. So the 7 would be right in the middle there. I like cute, Cliff. I like things to be cute. Randy, the Carter Hall had a recipe change. Is that what you mean? I hadn't heard that, but I haven't been keeping up with the Carter Hall. My Carter Hall lore. Cliff, what do you mean since Carter Hall moved to the DR? Do you mean Dominican Republic? I certainly hadn't heard that. I feel like we're spreading misinformation like crazy now. So let me know. Maybe that's not what you meant by DR. Interesting. I will have to look that up. Well, I mean, plenty of good cigars come from the Dominican Republic. But that's interesting. For that to be a storied United States brand and be shipped offshore. See if I have anything else for you guys. Middleton cigars were made in the Dominican Republic. Then they moved the pipe tobacco production to there. Time for me to get back in the know about that kind of stuff. Now that I'm back in the tobacco game. Joel, welcome. We got 34 in the house. I've already gone 40 minutes. Goodness. So yeah, you guys, I mentioned at the very beginning of this, but a lot of y'all hadn't come in yet. I was thinking about going live on Instagram this morning, but I don't like the portrait view that you pretty much have to use. I had a real hard time with that. I was about to go live and I just couldn't figure out how to frame a decent shot. I know this landscape shot here, there's a bunch of junk all around me that probably most of y'all don't care about, but I also don't want to be, right up in your face. Like on Instagram, I feel like you pretty much have to do that. And I didn't have a way to hold my phone that way. Right now I've got it on a tripod, but I'd have to do a lot of futzing to get this tripod to hold the phone in landscape mode. I think so, Cliff. I think the live streams on YouTube, because I only have about 2,000 followers on Instagram. Shout out to the Pipe Nook on Instagram. I'm not super active over there. But what I do like is that people can join, can request to join your live, and it can become just like a hangout and more of a conversational type thing. I do like that. I wish YouTube had that still. They used to, but they don't anymore. I also like that the YouTube live streams stay on YouTube. They don't just go away like with Instagram lives. Think if Matches 860 had done all his lives on Instagram, how much of a loss that would be to not have all those live streams still available. I'm definitely not that caliber of entertainment or congeniality, but still, I would hate to have lost all those live streams from John. Yeah, Desert Pine, you do have to go searching and typing to find people's channels instead of just clicking from the chat here. That's unfortunate. Nick, the Matches tribute pipe was a one-time thing. So definitely not going to be a second run of that. That was something that year, 2020, when we lost John, I think everyone was clamoring for a tribute pipe, and it was a good way to send money to his wife to help with expenses. But definitely not something that I think anyone else would want to endeavor to do in the future. But, every time we smoke a 673 Savinelli, in my mind, that's a Matches 860 tribute pipe. Doesn't even have to be from the Roma Lucite series. George Bruno has a Roma 673 that he calls his Sultanelli that he got from me. But even that could still be your Friday Savinelli. Joel, I do still carry the regular Savinelli Roma Lucite 673s. Joel, if you ever want to be my guinea pig, I can't sell tobacco to you because you're in Florida. But if you ever want to order anything else, just give me a call. And I should be able to override that. I can't accept orders online from Florida residents or the other four: Utah, South Dakota, Maine, and Washington State. And maybe one day I'll get savvy enough to allow pipe sales to those states, but not tobacco sales. But we'll see. Everything is complicated, and the older I get, the less I like complicated things. But we'll see. Man, the wind is kicking up outside. Nick, no plans at the moment for any any more Savinelli 9mm filtered pipes. They kind of put the kibosh on me importing those. I'm grandfathered in, so I can still order the 9mm Roma Lucites, but they're not currently letting me order any other 9mm pipes into the States. Of course, the Sienna series by Savinelli is 9mm filtered as well. So I have those two Savinelli 9mm lines. Bry Report, welcome, sir. We have Philip Bry Report with us, you guys. Nothing earth-shattering happening here. We're just chatting it up. Figured I'd break the seal on not doing live streams in so long. You are right, Codger Jim. Everything but pipe smoking gets more complicated. Golly. Cliff, man, I have no idea what you're doing with that video for it to take that kind of time. But you've definitely got my interest piqued. If y'all have not subbed to Pipe Ninja, do so. You don't want to miss whatever he's got up his sleeve. Oh dear. Okay. Well, make sure you get my good side. If you can find it. I think we're winding down here, you guys. I'm towards the end of my bowl. And I've got quite a bit of inventory that showed up yesterday that I need to unpack and check and get on the website. Hopefully send a newsletter out today, but we'll see how that goes. It's already almost noon here. I hate sending out newsletters on Saturday because a lot of folks are subscribed to my newsletter with their work email and they don't check it until Monday. So if I can't get it out at a reasonable time on Friday, I tend to wait until the next Friday or Thursday. You're welcome, Cliff. Thanks for joining. I know one other thing I wanted to mention I was going to make a standalone video about this, and I still might, but you know, that live stream, not live stream, that last podcast recording for the Country Squire is coming up in March. Can't remember the date off the top of my head, but I would love to go to that. I might have some scheduling conflicts, but I'm going to do my best to make that live stream in Jackson, Mississippi. I keep saying live stream. They're going to record the last two podcasts of the Country Squire live at the shop. And then that's going to be the end of an era for the Country Squire. 10 years, long run, wonderful podcast. I know I'll miss it. I haven't listened to every single one of their episodes, but I've got plenty to go back and catch up on. Now that they're at a finishing point, I may be able to catch up. But if any of you wind up there and I wind up there, I'd love to share a pipe with you guys. But don't make your travel plans based on me, because I'm still not sure. I want to go to the Muletown Pipe Show as well, but my family also wants to go to Austin to visit friends and family around spring break for the kids. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make all those travel arrangements. Yeah, Phil, why don't you do a Sobriety Report podcast? Podcasts, to put out something weekly for 10 years is something I can't even fathom. There was so much planning that went into that. I just can't imagine what I would talk about. That was kind of the beauty of their podcast. JD and Bo could talk between themselves, and it was very conversational. I just can't imagine myself doing a weekly podcast like that. What on earth I would talk about. But they went down so many rabbit holes and so many different topics. It's definitely a treasure trove. Phil, I won't make you say anything, buddy. All right, we're closing in on an hour, and I'm at the bottom of this bowl, so we're going to sign off. Y'all have a good weekend. As someone used to say, thanks an awful lot for joining me today. And we'll chat with you again soon. Have a good one, y'all. Oh, bonus material because I can't get my phone to turn off. All right, we'll see y'all.